An apple a day keeps the Android away. Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not if you keep making it look like it.
Yes. Welcome, everybody, with Tech Talk with Wingman.
And Vandal.
We're here today on Apple Day.
Apple Day.
Well, not officially Apple Day. It was actually Tuesday, I think?
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday,
Wednesday, something like that.
Monday or Tuesday for sure, though.
I don't know. It's somewhere between Sunday and Thursday. I'm sure it's between Sunday and Thursday.
It has to be. We're going to discuss everything Apple today, obviously. We're going to be going over the new stuff from Apple. They brought out a new operating system for all their Macs. OSX, Yosemite.
Yes.
And we also have iOS 8 to discuss.
Yes.
So let's just get right into OSX.
Yeah. I think it's a huge physical, like the appearance of it is a huge upgrade. Because I remember that's the outline, the overlay always kind of bothered me with Mac. I was an art student in high school, and we had to use a lot of Macs all the time for photo editing, for video editing, audio editing, things like that.
That's all everybody uses naturally.
Well, yeah, but I mean they're super powerful machines, and there isn't very much that can touch them in the multimedia department. But I always hated the layout of them and the appearance of everything. Everything always looks so bubbly and cheesy and stupid.
Everything's a lot better. The folder layout, as they said, it was very translucent going through through the header section. It's very translucent for it. It's really nice. Very smooth operating system. Super big launch. They have notifications now too.
That's weird. Yeah, on the Mac. It's the weirdest thing how they have notifications and widgets on the home screen in the Mac.
Well, all the PC people are used to it.
Well, yeah.
They had, actually, Windows Vista, I believe. Yeah, Windows Vista had the little sidebar.
Yeah.
That you used to have, and that was the bigger iteration.
Was that Vista, or was that really crappy Millennium Edition one? I can't remember.
No, it was not Millennium.
Oh, Millennium Edition.
It had to be Vista because I remember on my sister's computer on Vista, there's a little sidebar on the right-hand side, and it was just your widget section. And then in Windows 7, they made it so you could move them across the whole screen, which was obviously a lot better because nobody wanted it dedicated over there.
Right.
Spotlight refresh was nice. For those who don't know, Spotlight is actually their unified search bar that they have on the very big center section of the screen now. It's prominent right in the front. So if you just want to, everybody goes to the internet, goes to Google or Yahoo or Bing. Right.
Depending on which search client they use.
Yes. And they just hit the search. Now it's just right there.
Right there. And the greatest thing about it is it's integrated into the rest of the operating system.
Yes,
it doesn't just search your
web.
It searches your folders, it searches everything. Just like Microsoft's Master Search.
Oh, yeah, with the Bing Master Search they have.
It searches everything on your computer, everything on the web. And say, for instance, you're on Safari. Yeah, a good integrate to Safari. First off, I've never really been a big fan of it. It's very much on the list of like Internet Explorer. It's right there next to Internet Explorer as to how much I hate the web browsing on Safari. But the improvements that they've made to it, the visual improvements, the functionality improvements.
How quick it probably responds too. I mean, obviously we haven't demoed it, but it's a lot faster than what it used to be.
Yeah. From all the demo videos I've seen, it seems to be catching up to your Firefoxes and your Chrome browsers, and it's finally making its way forward. And with the Spotlight integration, you can just search right from the address bar. You can search like right now,
right there,
from the address bar. You
want to pull up pictures of cats. Everybody does. Cat memes.
Why not? Cats are awesome.
That's right. The internet is a storage base for
cats. Yeah.
That's it.
It's a church for cats. It's cat worship. Yeah.
Mail got a markup. Actually, it is kind of nice. I mean, I don't use the Mail, obviously, because I don't own an Apple device, but that's just my personal preference.
Right, and Google kind of runs the Mail department. The Gmail's huge, man.
Yeah, Gmail is massive.
Even with Apple customers, Gmail is huge.
Yeah, even some businesses are based on that. Like colleges are based on it. Big businesses use it. Sometimes they have their own base, but still, it got a very nice update, so it should be going out very well there. iCloud Drive, huge for Apple. Huge for Apple.
Yeah.
It's It's Apple's iteration of, as a lot of people know, Google Drive or Dropbox or Box.
Or doesn't
but it's
Windows has a brand new one. They've been pushing really hard.
OneDrive.
Yeah, they've been pushing that really hard.
SkyDrive, but they changed it to OneDrive.
Yeah.
It's just unified storage throughout all your devices.
Any of your Apple devices, anything, your iPads, your iPods, iPhones, your Macs, anything. Just one massive cloud storage space for anything on any of your Apple devices.
Very nice.
It's nice.
It's actually very nice to come to Apple.
Yes.
That they're finally getting into it too. I mean, obviously we knew they were. It was just a matter of time.
Right. But and we're gonna touch on iOS 8 as well. But a lot of what you're seeing with Yosemite and a lot of what Apple's doing, they kind of seem like they're dragging. It's taking a while for them to catch up.
Well, Apple likes to polish everything that people already use. Like big example, widgets is one. They made it so it's in the notification pane in iOS 8. Like I said, we'll touch on that. Or like Dan said, I should say.
Yeah.
But they put it in the notification pane. They didn't put it on the home screen.
I get that. But I'm saying, some of the functionality, for example, a master search. Windows has had that for the longest time.
Oh, yeah. Google's done it on the web.
Google's done it. You can search, instead of typing something into the address bar, you can just type your search criteria and it will take you straight to Google and search that.
It does it before you even finish.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it'll try and predict what you want to have. Which
is
then.
Good. And now with the iCloud, it reminds me so much of Dropbox. I mean, okay, maybe not so much Dropbox. We'll use OneDrive and Google Drive as the examples, because
they're the main competitors, shall we say, but also they're a main establishment.
Right, and Apple seems to me like they're a little bit behind the 8 ball with this. They should have seen this coming a long time ago.
Oh yeah, they should have. Anybody could guess digital age media and storage and all that.
Right, and they're, this harkens back to them waiting forever to put 4G in a phone. Like they're just, I don't know what they're waiting for. They're not at the forefront of innovation. They're just sitting back, and it's, this is why I call them the evil empire. They sit back and they let everybody else come up with these brand new innovations, and then boom, they essentially steal the idea and make it pretty,
and then they polish it and refine it,
and they sell it for like 200% more.
Now, don't get me wrong, it is a good thing, but obviously it's still a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of push forward the idea of innovation, because Apple will take,
they'll take good ideas and they'll reiterate them, find out what's wrong with them,
and then make them better, and then push them back into the market so that the original creators can go, oh, that's what we did wrong, let's fix that. And then it does become like a ping pong effect between competitors to try and figure out who's got the better idea, who's got the better program to actually pull that off. For instance, the drop-down menu.
Yes.
In mobile, I happen to think that Apple's is actually pretty efficient.
Oh yeah, it's very efficient.
I like it, and I'm glad that they finally have implemented it and that it is what it is. But for me, it's kind of like, oh, it started on Android. Like we were way ahead of you
for this long,
right?
But they're like, we're gonna sit
right.
Continuing on though, continuity was a big thing that came across. It brought up a lot of features throughout Yosemite that a lot of people loved. Heck, I'm jealous of them. Handoff syncs work across all devices now. So what it'll do is there's a little icon that'll come at the bottom of, say, your iPad. Actually, let me go this way. Say you're working on a document on your computer. Say you're making a spreadsheet or a PowerPoint layout, and you got to go somewhere.
Right.
You can take your iPad with you, or say like you need to go like to the other room for something, or you're going out. You can go on the mobile device, and your iPad will know it's there. It'll know your computer's there, and it'll know you're working on something. So all you do is there's a little icon in the very bottom corner. You slide it up, and it's completely right there.
Right. Yeah. Everything you were doing on your desktop is right on your iPad, and vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa, and it goes on iPhones too,
and the iPods, and it
works with everything.
Massive.
It's something I'm very, very jealous of.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. The
Dropbox,
closest thing we have is
Google Drive Sync.
Yeah, and not just Google Drive Sync, but like Chrome to phone.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's the closest thing we have, but there is no phone to Chrome.
No, there's not. There's nothing backwards.
Right, and so like this is kind of cool.
Correction. There's nothing that's first party that goes back.
Right.
Push bullet.
Right, that's
does all of that.
Yeah, But that's only, web to web. We're not talking full workflow space.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking iteration. We're just talking pushes.
Yeah,
For sole pushing,
this being a full workflow space, having pretty much your entire desktop contents in
available.
A mobile version on your iPad to continue to work without a hitch, and then doing the same vice versa from your iPad, iPhone, iPod back to your Mac. I think that's actually really, really cool. Artists using that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of musicians using that.
A lot of businesses, too.
A lot of businesses. I mean, you can start working on
Mac.
You can start a spreadsheet on your Mac at work, and say you live in a giant, a big metropolitan area where you have public transportation like buses or trains or something like that.
Yeah, right before you leave, fling it up
right on your iPad, and you can keep working on your iPad or on your iPhone on the train. And I think that's
it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you lose nothing in the process, and that goes to show, that's one of the things that they shock me with. For as much as they are behind in technology, every now and then they do come up with something that it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, here's another one too. This kind of ties into that sharing thing. They do AirDrop now between iOS and Macs now.
Right.
So now all the files coexist with each other, and it has its own dedicated folder.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even applications can do this too. Say there's something inside an application you're using and you know it's in there, it'll pop up on your Macintosh, or it'll pop up on your iPhone if you're using it on your Mac. And it's nice. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Now, here's one that I'm going to start getting jealous of even more on this one and the next one. Dan, if you want to present those, since I know I've been doing a lot of talking for it.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you're talking about Instant Hotspot?
Yes.
Okay.
Instant Hotspot.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's huge.
It's
I don't know.
It's rendering me speechless because it's something that I'm surprised nobody has done yet, and I hope they don't drop the ball with it.
I hope not.
I mean, what you're talking is essentially just using it kind of reminds me of the old USB tethering, but wirelessly, obviously.
Yeah.
To use your phone as a hotspot for
all of
your devices.
A lot of carriers have iterated that through tons of phones now.
Yeah, and the fact that Apple's doing it solely for the iPhone.
But it's seamless. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
Your phone just sits in your pocket.
Yeah, and it becomes essentially
a
wireless hotspot.
It knows it's right there, and then boom, that's it. And it only lets you do it too.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably security where you could probably add other people, obviously.
Right.
But it's ridiculous as far as it being seamless now, where you don't have to do anything and it's instantaneous.
Yeah, it just knows it, and I mean that helps because a lot of people pay a lot of money for unlimited data and unlimited, everything on their mobile phones. And like me, my mobile phone is everything. I do everything on my phone. I don't have a computer at home. It's broken. But, I do everything. Everything, my whole life is with my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's, if your phone is that important, I could see where hotspot would work if, you don't have a computer at home. Or if you don't have
internet at home.
If you don't have internet, if you have a computer at home but you don't have internet. So, wow, I can finally work in a seamless manner, but having the connection coming out of my phone to my computer and work on a much bigger platform.
And it knows you're right there.
Yeah.
Like right when you do it, it just boom, it's done.
And instantaneous.
This one I love and hate very dearly. I love it because finally somebody did it properly.
Right. Properly, yeah. Because there were some companies that have tried it before on the Android platform, and it's kind of shaky.
They now allow SMS and phone calls on every single device.
Yeah.
And it's baked right in. It works on Macintoshes. It works on all iOS 8 devices, which there is a list of them. Mm-hmm. But we'll get into that later. So you can now have a phone conversation on there, not have to do anything. Again, it's all seamless. Mm-hmm. Text. Well, there's a lot of people that texted that used iMessage. It was real big.
Yeah.
And now we have these pesky green bubbles in our conversations, which were just standard SMS.
Right. Had the audacity to say from inferior devices.
Yes, from inferior devices.
I'm looking at you. Go ahead and tell me that there's anything wrong with the Galaxy line or the One line or the G line. Yeah. We're ahead of you. Anyway.
Well, they're ahead of us on this. Because now it's all synchronized throughout all the devices, and you can reply back.
Yeah, and I think that reminds me of, say, Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts has
Google
that integration.
Voice actually was the biggest integration, and they say it's coming.
Google Voice, they're actually...
Two Hangouts. I'm still waiting. I don't use that number, but I'm still waiting for it. No, because they're slowly phasing Google Voice out. They truly are.
And it's old architecture, and they probably should. But Google Hangouts is what reminds me of that. It is SMSing specifically. How you can have an SMS conversation on your phone, and then you can be working on your computer, and a message will pop up, and it'll pop up on both locations, giving you the option on which to reply. And once you choose one, obviously it'll close you out of the other one.
Yeah, it'll default.
Yeah, but I mean that's the kind of seamless integration that we're talking about. And I mean if you can sit in a room with your iPod, your iPhone, your iMac, and your iPad, and I say you have all those devices, and I send you a message, and it syncs across all four. I mean that's awesome. It gives you so many more options.
It's a text message, mind you, too. It's not an iMessage client.
Right.
It's not using the iMessage proprietary. It's actually using a standard text message.
Right.
So on a Macintosh that doesn't have any of the cellular connections available.
Right. You can just use it right at your home network, your home Wi-Fi, what have you. And that's cool because, like, hey, say you're broke, you can't pay your cell phone bill, and you can't send anybody text messages. Hey, guess what? They're coming to your Mac now. So at least if you have internet at the house, you can still stay connected to the rest of the world, not just through social media, but using the same avenues that we have with cell phones. Sure, and now with the calling interface, you can literally call people from your computer.
You can just call people now, like say you're doing a workflow.
Yeah.
And you want to call another coworker or something, you just call them, and then you can push them.
Your Macintosh.
And then you can push the file and be like, hey, take a look at this. Tell me what you think.
Right. It's awesome. Awesome. I'm actually really, really excited for Yosemite.
Yes, I am too.
The
beta's out now.
Yeah.
The beta was out right at the announcement, and it's coming this fall, along with iOS 8. We have these pesky green bubbles in our conversations, which were just standard SMS.
Right. Had the audacity to say from inferior devices.
Yes, from inferior devices.
I'm looking at you. Go ahead and tell me that there's anything wrong with the Galaxy line, or the One line, or the G line. Yeah. We're ahead of you. Anyway.
Well, they're ahead of us on this. Because now it's all synchronized throughout all the devices, and you can reply back.
Yeah, and I think that reminds me of, say, Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts has that integration.
Google Voice actually was the biggest integration, and they say it's coming.
Google Voice, they're actually...
Two Hangouts. I'm still waiting. I don't use that number, but I'm still waiting for it. No, because they're slowly phasing Google Voice out. They truly are.
And it's old architecture, and they probably should. But Google Hangouts is what reminds me of that. It is SMSing specifically. How you can have an SMS conversation on your phone, and then you can be working on your computer, and a message will pop up, and it'll pop up on both locations, giving you the option on which to reply. And once you choose one, obviously it'll close you out of the other one.
Yeah, it'll default.
Yeah, but I mean that's the kind of seamless integration that we're talking about. And I mean if you can sit in a room with your iPod, your iPhone, your iMac, and your iPad, and I say you have all those devices, and I send you a message, and it syncs across all four. I mean that's awesome. It gives you so many more options.
It's a text message, mind you, too. It's not an iMessage client.
Right.
It's not using the iMessage proprietary. It's actually using a standard text message.
Right.
So on a Macintosh that doesn't have any of the cellular connections available.
Right. You can just use it right at your home network, your home Wi-Fi, what have you. And that's cool because, like, hey, say you're broke, you can't pay your cell phone bill, and you can't send anybody text messages. Hey, guess what? They're coming to your Mac now. So at least if you have internet at the house, you can still stay connected to the rest of the world, not just through social media, but using the same avenues that we have with cell phones. Sure, and now with the calling interface, you can literally call people from your computer. You can just call
people now, like say you're doing a workflow.
Yeah.
And you want to call another coworker or something, you just call them, and then you can push them.
Your Macintosh.
And then you can push the file and be like, hey, take a look at this. Tell me what you think.
Right. It's awesome. Awesome. I'm actually really, really excited for Yosemite.
Yes, I am too.
The
beta's out now.
Yeah.
The beta was out right at the announcement, and it's coming this fall, along with iOS 8.
And that was our coverage on Mac OSX Yosemite. Stay tuned for part 2, where we dive into
iOS 8.
iOS 8 and everything that comes along with it.
Should be right down here somewhere.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's going to be really, really fun talking about all the brand new things that iOS Yeah, they're bringing a lot to the table, and it's really gonna push forward innovation and make everybody else pay attention as if they didn't already pay attention to what Apple's doing.
Yes.